And Spittle says, Sean, because there's a rate of exchange that goes directly to the government. Yes, that's what I meant by we all know why they don't get rid of those things. And most of that stuff is all ran by insider information anyways.
Yes, that's the key word right there, insider information.
Information anyways. Hi, Nancy Pelosi. But hey.
Yeah. Doesn't she? Her and her husband, I mean, what a tag team.
I know. What a powerhouse, huh?
Yeah, all you had to do was follow their moves and you probably would have made a couple mil by now.
I know. If you ever want to know what's going to be hot, you just follow
her husband's investments.
That's right.
He's always got the inside scoop.
He always had the insight. Absolutely.
He sure did.
What was their net worth, Trippy, when we looked that up? I think it was 80 million or some crap.
Hers specifically, hers is over 400 mil.
Oh yes, 400 million.
Oh my goodness.
400 million as
you're a public figure at this point.
Yes. As a fucking politician.
And guess what? She gets guaranteed retirement through her service with the Senate and everything. And I
think she makes a little under 300,000 a year.
Yes.
She's multi millions.
And that's just her net worth. That doesn't include her husband's, right? We looked up the husband.
No, that's
what was
hers
that
specifically. I think I can't remember.
I can't remember either. It was a lot. It was well over 100.
Let me make sure my stuff is even up to date here. You know what I mean? Like, let me make sure I wasn't misquoting or whatever. Nancy Pelosi's net worth. Let's do a little Googling.
P. Fletch and Nancy, the rotting corpse, has been in there for decades. Yes.
Okay, so
no one's voting for her. I imagine how she managed to pull that off.
I was wrong. 114 million.
Okay, so I was a little closer. And what's her old man's supposed net worth? Well, you got to remember, that's just what's being reported. We have no idea.
Anybody know his name?
Huh?
What's his name?
I don't remember his name. Do you remember his name, Ronin?
George?
Oh my God,
Jimmy?
No, I don't remember.
All right, I'll just look up her husband. I'll just go Nancy Pelosi's husband. You know,
put you to work. I'm sorry.
Paul. His name is Paul.
Paul Pelosi.
Yeah, and he likes. I don't know, but Paul, he likes being hit with hammers by his male friends,
by his gay lovers. Oops!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, did you see that?
No, I didn't know that.
You didn't see that.
But the wealthy, the ultra wealthy, they are very loose and free with the. You know how the industry is. I mean, you've been around the movie industry for quite a while, Nova.
Yes.
So you know how they are.
I do.
Just seems like they're a little freer than most when it comes to what they like to get down with,
Oh, they're very free, and they have there's
So are you guys ready for this enlightening information?
Oh my God!
I just had a happen chance on finding.
My head.
I literally took notes. I was sitting in a dental office when I found this out and took notes.
Okay.
So this is legitimately coming from an investment banker. Well, banker. He actually worked in the banking industry. Now, the reason I took his information so seriously is because, one, he's a professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't need to spread rumors for whatever reason. He played ball. He's got money. And then two, it was just by happen chance. I happened to be in a dental office. I was getting some work done. He brought his mother in to the dental office. He was just sitting there. I just happened to be waiting for a secondary appointment. And we got into a conversation and we started talking about, crypto and different things and what he does. And he said he was a banker. And I said, yeah, I kind of.
Did he just freeze?
He just froze.
Oh, man.
That happened to him last time he was with me. Remember that? Last time we were on together?
Did I freeze? Because it seemed like I was okay.
There. Now caught up.
Right back, though, at least.
Yeah. I didn't know I even frozen. It looked like I was still going.
Okay, it was right as you said. You heard him say.
So we started talking about investment opportunities, and I told him how crypto for me. I asked him about crypto. I said, as a banker, how do you feel about crypto? What's your idea about Bitcoin versus this coin and that coin and the other thing? And I told him my situation with Ethereum, and I got raked under the coals with the I don't know what you guys call it now. There's an actual term for it where they just take everything from you right at once. A rug pull. I was involved in and got taken for like 10 grand for a rug pull.
On
Ethereum. And a mining group. I was in a mining group. So, so it kind of shied me away from it. And I was doing it as an experiment to offset my travel expenses. I was going to use that as a way of getting a little extra income when I traveled. So he was like, well, you know, I'm not a big crypto guy myself, but in the banking industry, there's some things that we're looking at right now. And he went down the whole explanation that you just went through with XRP and how faster of a transaction it is for them versus Bitcoin takes up to 10 minutes because it has to go through all the verification of multiple servers and make sure the money is in the account. Then it gets transferred over to the other person. So it's a process behind that. So he was explaining the process. So I started understanding the process, which made me a little more comfortable. So he said, there's 2 investments you might want to look at. And I said, oh, really? So I got my little thing out and started. And he said, XRP was one of them. I'm like, and so he gives me the rundown on XRP. Who's XRP? They're owned by Ripple. He goes, go check out the company. He goes, what you got to look at is what is the process in order to make Bitcoin sing or transfer, and what is going to be used the most. He goes, go look into a company called Ripple. They have XRP. I said, okay. And what do they do? He said, this is for the larger transactions that are going to be on a global scale. And President Trump, he brought up President Trump signing off this deal. And he said, as soon as that deal comes through, he goes, XRP is going to take off. So if you get in now, and at the time he told me it was $2.54. So he said, if you buy in now, give it maybe 6 months and watch what happens once everything gets settled. He said that most transaction, if they're going to happen by crypto through the United States, XRP is going to be used to do it. So that's on a global scale, transactions, however many billions of dollars they're going to use XRP to do it. Okay. And then he said, locally, you need to look at another company called Stellar. And Stellar does XLM. XLM is almost the exact same thing as XRP, but it's for local currency transactions here in the United States.
Right.
Oh.
So those are the 2 companies. Look up Ripple, if you guys do your due diligence, and look up Stellar. And right now, XLM is only at 11 cents.
That's right.
Wow.
I think
TV so super low. So he goes, these are the type of things that you can make small investments. Well, you can drop a couple hundred in. You're not really killing yourself. But if it flips around and does what it's supposed to do, you're going to see a huge increase here in a little while if you do those things. I took it to mind and I started digging into it. And I'm hearing other people talk about XRP. I've seen XRP around for a while. I saw that Trump has signed the thing. So I went ahead and dropped a couple hundred in it right now. And then I think every month I'll do it and watch the market grow and see what happens. You know, it's such a minor investment right now at that dollar amount. You know, it's the same thing when I heard about Bitcoin. I never got into Bitcoin because I didn't like the whole process behind Bitcoin. And I could have brought in when it was like $18 a freaking coin. I know the whole story behind Bitcoin when it was being traded for a freaking pizza. Been around that long when they talk about Bitcoin. You know, and my background is in financial planning and retirement planning. So this is why the information I don't really take lightly because, I mean, I've done this. You know, that was my job. Those certificates behind me.
Right on. See, words right out. Okay.
I'm not somebody that's easily swayed when I get information like that, but it was just by happen chance I even struck up this conversation, and the combination of him, you know, being who he was and then being in the industry and just volunteering the information. I didn't dig on him. I just asked him, how do you feel as a banker when it comes to crypto and it being decentralized? He goes, well, it's not really decentralized anymore. And it's not. You're being taxed on that now. So even though they say it's decentralized, it's still centralized. They're tracking it now through your wallets and everything else. You're being taxed on it. So no longer do you have the advantage of Bitcoin being decentralized. It's centralized now. they have a grip on it enough that they're going to tax you.
Yeah,
and the minute they did that, then
anonymity
where's
behind
the
it.
advantage?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because whatever swings you get, Uncle Sam's going to take their cut first.
Capital
When you
gain.
go- exactly.
Yes, capital gain still applies. That's right.
Yes.
Trump did sign in to rule that he was going to remove capital gains off of crypto, but it didn't specify when I was looking for it
Mhm.
what year that would take effect. So I have no clue. As it stands, you're still
I
being
can see
taxed.
him trying to do that to protect the richer, wealthier people from having to pay on those swings as
Mhm.
much, or the gains, as you guys would say.
Yeah.
You know, so I can see him doing something like that in order to minimize, taxation on those. But it would be a great way, or great additional taxation ability for, for the company to regain some things. If he wants to cut, income tax for the people, that would be another way to regain it back and then some. You know how much money is being traded on the market?
A lot.
Especially in Bitcoin
A
international.
lot. Yes.
So
I was even investing in certain other platforms where I saw the Deutsche Bank and stuff was getting in on it.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, now this is going to be a for sure thing. I was very,
Anytime a
very
bank wants to
reluctant.
push in on something, you already know the fix is in.
Yeah.
Think about it.
TVM says he's going to come join up here. TVM, do you have WhatsApp or anything like I can just directly send stuff to you? If not, that's okay. I'm scrolling 1 second. I'm looking. Keep talking.
Well, I mean, that was the information I had. So I don't know how much.
There you go.
Somebody asked me something else specifically, but I mean, I can't talk more than what I know from the banker that told me about it, and then me just doing some due diligence and what I'm gonna do. But it just seems that is a linchpin right now on the next biggest thing that could possibly blow. The federal government, and how many trillions or millions, billions of dollars do they transfer from one country to another in transactions? And if they're going to use XRP as a exclusive product,
Yeah.
That means that's how much money they're dropping behind it.
Xavier's kept saying he wants to come up with me. Well, I am sorry, honey, but it's a closed panel to just people that I know right now. Okay, maybe another time. No, like flash bombings. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Oh, he does have WhatsApp. Okay, I sent it to you through Instagram. Sorry, mommy. I ain't your mommy. What do you mean, mommy?
She's lying. She's not going to bring you on.
He's not going to bring me.
She's lying.
You're lying. Okay, well, I'm going to set the this back up.
She might.
I might. You never know.
Yeah. Listen to the teacher.
I can be very
you do what
fickle.
she says.
Yeah, you're going to
do
get
what
spanked.
the hell she says, and you bring her an apple in the chat.
Oh,
an apple?
She's just good for an apple? That's it?
That's it?
Oh my God, nobody.
You bring her an apple in the chat.
Good grief.
You can't get more than an apple. No,
what if I like mangoes better or something, like,
the best kind of apples are green and flat and they're paper.
Ew.
Well,
you know what?
That's
you're getting the dunce cap, and you're going to get punished after class. Just shut up.
Very, very non-reflective of the projection that Nova gives off on screen.
I'm telling them to donate.
Yes, thank you, Ronin.
I've said that as PC as I could possibly say it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got some
PC
tools.
Around here.
Okay, I got tools back here. Don't make me pull out all my whips and my chains. Okay, I'll come after you, clown.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
Yeah, Ronin, you should have seen the stuff I was saying on my show today. Holy crap!
Oh my goodness,
I should be canceled. Maybe.
Does anyone ever explain there's a difference between a blind and a non-blind wallet? A non-blind wallet.
Non-blind. That's
I mean, if there's a blind wallet, there's probably a non-blind, right?
A blind and a non. Are you talking
Is
about
a hard wallet versus a regular digital wallet?
No, I think it's
No.
Spittle, so I'm gonna guess Spittle is saying, like a wallet with googly eyes glued on it.
Oh my god, I can't take you guys
I'm-
serious right now.
I'm thinking
Googly.
Spittle might be referencing wallets where there's privacy and then no privacy. Are you talking about that, Spittle? Help me out here. Blind to non-blind. And TVM isn't here yet. So let's turn this on for just a moment.
And from these countries, there are countries buying these coins.
Calm down, bro.
The number's actually quite low in order to actually be in the top percentile of holders for these assets. A lot of you don't understand how early you actually are, and I really hope that you do at some point, and I really hope it enters into your cranium that we are not in the year 2040.
Is it a
That these
cranium?
assets will continue to appreciate, and this is how you make generational wealth. You buy into something early when the price is extremely low.
Exactly.
Someone by the name of Ido Farina, the CEO of Alpha Lions Academy.
Ronin, did
All
you
right.
Did we freeze?
donation?
Oh my
No,
God.
Ronin, you got a donation. Did you want to thank?
Oh yeah.
Darnell?
Absolutely.
I thought my computer
Thank you,
froze.
Darnell Elliott, for the $5 super chat. Ronin Travelers Philippine Fund support a Marine. It's not his fault. He joined the wrong branch. Oh my goodness. I get you. Anyway, yeah, he's an Army guy. So
Razzing
I
each
understand.
other.
Yeah, we're razzing each other. Yeah.
I thought the wrong
And I
branch
appreciate
was the
that. Yeah, I'm
Navy.
doing a Philippines bust fund this month. So, next
Yeah,
month
you're
I'll
taking
be
off.
packing up all these extravagant things here this month, and I'll be on the road in April, and then I'll be in the Philippines by late April, beginning of May,
Hell yeah.
Wow.
full time.
I
I'm
hope
not coming
everything
back for
works
at least
out.
a year to 2 years.
It's going to be an adventure.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
What if it smells weird out there?
Oh, it's gonna smell weird. I mean, there's poverty there. Believe me. There's
Well,
gonna
no,
be
just in
places where
general.
I mean, just even
Good
you know
place.
what? Every country and every state, they have their
Yeah,
own
they
kind of
all,
specials and stuff. Yeah, so
That's what I was
I'm
going to say.
anticipating that. I'm definitely anticipating that. Good, bad, or ugly. I'm open for it.
Yeah, every place has a weird smell because of what you're used to.
And-
Like,
and
no matter where you come from.
She does like a farming thing. She does like with the pigs and chickens, and she's a country girl in the Philippines.
Nice.
Believe me.
Yes. And she's a good painter too.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's a great artist, classic pianist. I mean, she's truly talented and does not have idle hands. She does a shit ton.
Right.
Yeah. When I was her age, I also did not have idle hands, and I was
Yeah,
doing all kinds of stuff too.
well, see, Nova, you can't say that out loud without it sounding kind of like
Yeah.
the wrong thing. You don't need to say that out loud.
Oh,
She was
well,
really good
I'm
at
just
doing the
saying when
jobs
you're
with her
young.
hands.
Yeah, when you're young, don't be idle on nothing. Get going. TVM is with us
Gonna
for a
get me
few
later.
minutes. Welcome in, Doctor. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I have the stomach flu, and
Poor thing.
it's just
You'll get
starting.
over it.
I hope so. Oh my God, the last time I nearly died. I thought I went to the ER and everything. Anyways, what did you want to say about crypto? Because I know you got a little Stellar Lumens. I know you got a little XRP.
Well, like, where do you want to attack this first? Do you want to talk about one particular token?
I'm at it with all of it, man.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Both barrels.
Yeah.
Both barrels. Let it rip.
Well, first, you got to start off. Whenever you talk about this stuff, this is not financial advice.
Yes,
Do
we are
your
not
own
financial
research.
Mhm.
And kind of
But
playing off
definitely
of
by
things.
what?
Well, I could
Listen
look
to
at
him. He's
some
a financial
patterns.
expert giving you advice. Now,
No,
I'm just
no,
messing.
no.
You heard what he had to say.
No, he's
No,
giving the
none of that.
caveat.
Yeah,
None
yeah.
of that stuff. Like, and besides, because there's a chance I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Timing. I'm a little fish in this giant sea. There's whales in here manipulating
Facts.
markets.
Facts.
So kind of the main idea, like how basic do you want to go? Like what kind of the utility of some of these coins that I think I heard Ronin talking about that, how there's rails to help facilitate payments
Yes.
across the kind of tying off that. That's the main utility. And think of that basic fundamental, being able to build upon that with applications,
Right.
in addition to, and it make things more efficient, make things a lot more efficient. So instead of having to go through, let's say you're buying a house, instead of having to go through your whole process where you buy it, you go through escrow, and then you have to go through all the paperwork to get your deed and everything like that. You just have a token on the ledger that you buy it, it's in your name, it's yours, and you can move in the next week.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of the utility that you're seeing with a lot of these. Now, we're kind of in the infancy of the technology, so there's other decentralized applications that can form, other utilities that are simple. Still in the ground floor of what we have is credentialing. So like having your professional credentials on the ledger, so that employers can know who you are, so that the right people can have access to certain information on the informatics side of things. That's another utility that you can see with XRP, ADA, and several other coins. A lot of these these high-end coins. But in terms of like, what do you want to know? It's a very broad topic. Like, where do you want to start?
Well, just some of the comments you were making, and I know you're very knowledgeable. I know you've been doing it a little bit longer than I have, for sure. And so, as he brought up the Stellar Lumens, I was like, oh yeah, could do, yeah. TVM, he's got some of that. Let's talk about a little bit of that.
Well, Stellar Lumens, yeah, I think what Ronin was talking about is kind of the main gist of it. It functions like not vastly different from XRP, but with a different purpose and a different target population with different rails. The founder of it was a part of the team that founded Ripple. So like very similar people, similar connections.
And it's called Lumens.
Stellar
Lumens.
XLM, Stellar Lumens. That's that one.
Stellar Lumens.
That's
Yes, sir.
XLM.
Oh, so that's an XLM.
That's the XLM you're talking about.
So it's lumens. He just referenced XLM. I didn't know the L stood for lumens.
Yeah, I don't know if it stands for lumens itself, but I know that it's Stellar Lumens, and then their currency's XLM. So I'm not really going to go into the specifics of certain coins. It's just more of the matters of like knowing, not being like drawn into certain traps.
Right.
Yes.
A lot of times you're more reliable at this stage where we're in a speculative time. Going off of charts and technical analysis is probably going to give you more consistent results than going off of news stories. The news stories reinforce your thesis of why you buy the coin, why you think it's going to be valuable, the value that you come in your head, but it's not going to tell you. It's not like a news article comes out and the next day it pumps. Oftentimes you see the opposite. Like your good news comes, everyone sells because they think that they're at the top because the good news already happened, and then it often goes down. So it kind of depends on what kind of trader if you're trading, if you're buying and holding. There's a million ways to play this game.
How about you talk about some of the ways that you do play the game for those who are looking to get into it? That would be a great way introduction.
Personally, I'm not comfortable trading cryptocurrency. I'm a buy and hold kind of guy. Play the big cycles. Follow.
Those are big swings too. Believe me.
Yes.
And the main thing from that is that you need to have your thesis. You need to stick to your guns. Pick the ones that you like. And so when they swing up, you don't get too emotional. And when they drop down, you don't get sick to your stomach. So you know to hang on to it. And then you kind of have set points of when you want to take profits. And you kind of have your own strategy. Let's say let's say a coin moves up to $5. You then sell 1,000 of your coins while you still have 9,000 in the center of the pot. So you can take profits along the way. So in case the bear market comes early, you don't end up round tripping all of your bags.
Yes. And the earlier that you get in on a project, the better the percentage of the payout is going to be?
Typically, but not always.
Typically, not always, but typically.
Not always. I mean, it's general principle of buying when people are fearful, and selling when people are greedy.
Yes.
With a lot of these, like the first kind of the general trend that we've seen for the first few like 4-year cycles, from the start of it, during the year when the money supply goes up, M2 supply goes up, that's when we typically see a lot of these coins skyrocket. And we're kind of at that 4th year where the Fed likes to lax up on the interest rates to address with the unemployment side of things. So we haven't really reached there yet. I think the Fed's having their meeting right now, and I'm not sure if they've announced whether they're going to change rates. I anticipate that they won't this time, and they're actually tightening. They're actually tightening right now. They're doing some quantitative tightening at the moment, so that will probably maybe draw back the money supply a little bit more, since their main focus is inflation rather than unemployment. So looking at things on the macro, knowing that everything's connected, because the realistic thing about it, though, even if a coin is really promising and all the rails are in place, if no one has dollars in their pocket to buy more of it, no one's going to buy it.
Absolutely. And it doesn't help them at all.
Yeah. Well, they I mean, you could, would you rather like stay alive and eat today, or have $10 million 10 years from now when you're dead? You know, you're going to eat today.
Yeah.
Like that's, and that's kind of the concept here, where no matter how good the news is, people are strapped for cash right now.
They are.
So like, unless you have a big institutional swing, you're probably not going to get too much price action.
Sean says, it doesn't matter. The trend is your friend. Flows over pros.
That's, I agree with that.
I
agree with that. It's kind of, the trend is your friend, but you also got to keep in mind the stories, the narrative. That's what tells you what to buy.
That makes the most amount of sense, TVM, because until this banker explained to me how the process works and what that particular thing does and the importance of it, I really couldn't wrap my hands or my brain around it. You know, but when he explained how transactions work, and this is one of those things that help all transactions flow, and who's behind it, if one government gets behind it and another one gets behind it, obviously that's going to roll.
Yeah.
You know?
And going into XRP, the reason why I like the narrative on that one is I started buying XRP right around the time they got sued by the SEC.
Yeah,
the
same.
Lawsuit, that's around when I started buying. And the reason why I bought it is that they were already plugged in with MoneyGram and Western Union at the time. And they were so efficient that Western Union and MoneyGram, they weren't able to charge enough fees because they were saving that much money on the costs, and they actually dropped XRP before the lawsuit.
Isn't that funny? They're making transactions faster, and they don't want to do that.
Yeah, so they were making some money off of middlemaning, or they were losing out on some business because they were stepping on some other middleman's toes. And I was looking at, this is legitimate utility, which makes it not a security. So I knew that the lawsuit, I had a strong inclination that they were going to win the case, because they had the capital to be able to stand up for themselves, and they actually were an asset. So being able to buy it at that point when it's 20 cents, you're able to accumulate you're able to accumulate a little bit of a bag at that point.
Yes, very much so. When I first started TVM, I dropped like 15K into it, and out of the group that I was in, I was the only one who was more than tripled. And then The night the market started, before the market had started going down, I was up to like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I fell asleep with my phone in my hand. I was getting ready to cash out, and then
Oh no! Don't say that. Oh my
and then
goodness!
the market crashed. All my shit was gone, and then they all started going belly up one after another after that. And I was like,
Well,
oh man.
I bought my XRP a little bit later than you because I bought it after it started tanking. Because the last time XRP tanked last cycle before the bear market came because the lawsuit made it harder to buy. And if you had XRP on an exchange and it wasn't in a wallet, since a lot of people don't have their own cold
That's
wallets,
what I had.
People were getting locked in to where they couldn't trade their XRP because of the lawsuit.
Yes, that's exactly what had happened.
But if you had it in your cold wallet, you could trade on chain.
Yeah, I lost my Voyager was the main one that I had at the time. I think Voyager came out of Canada. Gee, go figure, right? As it's going to go belly up. I had bought it, and it was just like, pennies. It was pennies. And I was like, this one's going to be every one of the things that I invested in. I did research on all of them. That's why I was the only asshole in that group who was way over tripled. I'm telling you, my 15K, I was like well over 30. Huh?
Did you round trip it?
Kind of.
Did you keep it?
No, because of what had happened, they canceled it out and refunded me my money and took my coins away.
That's
where
weird.
I had it originally.
Oh, he was on a Voyager
that's
wall.
nice.
Yeah, it was on a trader. That was before I knew about
that kind of sucks.
Things. Yes.
Yeah. I was buying
after the fact, but hindsight being 2020, had you kept it.
Hindsight 2020. Now, I'd probably have over $10,000 just in XRP off of just $100, $200 pennies. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had several thousand coins.
Yeah. But hey,
believe me, I'm picking myself in the butt about about Bitcoin.
everyone has a what if scenario.
Yes,
where
very much.
It's better you have it younger or earlier on so that you can take the opportunities when they come afterwards.
Facts.
Yes, I agree with you. Yep. Did you want to read your new donation, Ronin?
Oh, sure. Darnell, thank you very much for another $5 super chat. He says, "Don't worry, Ronin. I got a roommate for you for the Philippines. No, you and my dad can passport bro it up together. No, thank you. I got bags packed. Same flight. Have fun. No, sir. No, sir. I have plans, and they don't involve another man.
He's flying solo, Mr. Elliott."
Darnell is always trying to pass his dad on somebody, man. That's your daddy, not my dad. He's trying to be my daddy, yeah.
You gotta try and you could always rent him out, Darnell. You just rent him out.
Make some money. Maybe he can do some chores around the house for you.
Yeah,
some daddy daycare.
Hey, I don't got that much money. Sorry, no, I can't pay for that. Did you guys want to watch some more of this video and then make a comment, and then I'm going to close it up shortly after?
Yeah,
I'm feeling funky.
Before we go into that,
yes.
I've used some jargon that maybe people aren't picking up on.
Sweet, let's do it.
Wallets. You have exchange. You have exchanges. You have hot wallets. You have cold wallets. There's two kinds of exchanges. There's centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. Centralized exchanges are like your Coinbase, your Kraken, your Crypto.com, where you have your identification on it and you have your bank account linked to it. Typically, where and the company, there's a company that's typically publicly traded, or at least like a traditional business. It runs very similar to a bank to some degree, but without the FDIC.
Yes.
Then you have decentralized exchanges where you can buy and sell crypto, but it's tied to your wallet and you don't need any identification. And then you have your wallets. You have your hot wallets, which are typically connected to the internet, like on a browser extension or an app, where you don't need it's less secure, but it's more liquid, where you can access it easier. And then you have your cold storage wallets, where you hang on to your keys, so you can self custody your crypto, so it's more secure, where you either need to use a device or a seed phrase to access your crypto before you send it. And there's merits to having there's advantages and disadvantages to all of those. This is, again, like, no financial advice on the stream, but personally I keep most of my cryptocurrency on a cold wallet, because the idea of it, though, is, let's say that an exchange loses all their liquidity or they become insolvent. They're unable to, and you have it all on your exchange. You try to sell, they can stop you from being able to sell. They can stop you from being able to buy in certain scenarios. So let's say the market's crashing and the exchange is in trouble. You try to sell all your crypto and they don't have the funds to reimburse you. So then you get stuck holding the bag. In really extreme cases where the exchange goes insolvent, like what happened with FTX, you might lose your whole bag.
Correct.
So self-custody is important. Now, it comes with disadvantages where you become your own bank, where you can move it wherever you want, but you also have to protect your money. You're not flashy. You don't tell everyone that you own a lot of crypto, because you can have someone that gets access to your seed phrase and take all your money. That's why you see, I think most recently, there's Amaranth, the streamer. She showed her crypto wallet, her cold wallet, on stream, how much money she had in there. Some people pulled up into her place, held her up at gunpoint.
Yep.
And her boyfriend
Supposedly.
shot her. And the boyfriend, supposedly, she got pistol
Somebody
whipped,
shot something.
but
Yeah.
Somebody pew-pewed.
And somebody got pew-pewed. But it's serious, though. It's
Right.
if
Yeah,
you
well,
have-
that whole that's a story I'll tell on my stream.
Yes, but it's not.
Advertisement.
That's a high profile case. There's a lot of smaller profile
Right.
cases where it's happened.
Where somebody's like, "Oh, give me that Bitcoin," and then what are you going to do if somebody takes it? You can't just go, "Hey,
Yeah, you can't call it
track
cop.
like
you
this,"
can't
'cause
take
they
it back
can't do that.
because
Yeah.
you gave it to them.
I mean,
Exactly.
that's the whole idea behind the rug pulls, and you can't get those back.
Well, this is
Right,
different than a
so-
rug pull.
I
No,
can't.
this is someone just robbing you.
Right.
What I'm hearing is, don't ever put money into Hock2a coin
To a coin.
or any kind of meme coins. Nothing that Jake Paul puts out. Don't be buying into that.
I mean, beam coins at your own peril.
There you go.
I have one.
You have one Jake Paul coin.
I have one meme coin at my own peril.
Are you serious?
Bad girl. I'm dead serious.
Is that
I have
turtle
one.
one?
I played around with meme coins a little bit, but
I'm on the bad girl exchange one. Okay. Shh.
Oh, because it had girl in the title, so of course.
No, I'm telling you, I'm being a bad girl, and I'm
Oh.
on one of those bad
let me
exchanges.
let me guess. You bought Cum Rocket.
No, did you buy Cum Rocket?
Damn, did you really say that? Natalie?
Why?
Well, that's the name of the coin.
There's a meme coin called Cum Rocket.
I know there's a meme coin called everything. If you want to
Yeah,
get down, you want me to tell you the coin I've got that I'm holding? You want me to tell you? I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
let it out. Feel
Jerry
free.
Jerry the Turtle.
Jerry the
That's
Turtle.
Jerry the
Jerry the
turtle.
Turtle, and it's
Jerry
already
the
got
Turtle.
picked up on 4 other exchanges, and they're getting ready to go into another one. So I'm going. It's just a little bit. I mean, just a little bit. Okay,
Best
just
of luck, gambler.
I'm gambling. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah,
Got to
just a
know
little.
when to hold them.
That's right.
No way to hold on.
Yeah.
And when
She's
to
going
walk
for
away.
it.
I'm gonna go. Well, it's the same principle as Shiba Inu, the Shiba Inu coin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Same
I
thing.
think Shiba's actually got a pretty good community going for themselves to where they're probably not going to get rugged.
No, the Shiba's been around for years now. The only
Yeah.
problem is it's in the damn toilet. That's the problem with Shiba.
Fine.
God,
It's fine.
everything that I put into that stupid ass coin, it's like it's crap right now.
It's not the first thing I would buy, but it's not the worst thing you could buy.
No, it's not the worst thing. The minute it goes back up, I'm just gonna sell it all and get it out. I'm gonna be taking a loss, but whatever. I don't care at this point. Logical Spark says if they had the money to buy the pew-pews to rob you, they had the money to buy their own coins. You would think so, right?
You would
You'd
think,
think
but
so, but
sometimes-
if you got like
Yeah.
2 mil in your wallet and someone pulls up on you, like that's a lot more
I got
than the
another super
pew-pews.
chat, and it's a question about Bitcoin. But in the meantime, while I've been in the back room, I shared something with you, Nova.
You did in the back room in here.
No, right in here. You see that thing at the bottom? Little picture. You can click on that and share it with everybody else.
Where the hell is? Oh!
Boom.
Oh,
That's what I was
damn!
doing in the background while we were talking.
Damn! He's
I had to make a
quick.
thumbnail.
See, I didn't make a thumbnail. I didn't do
I'll
any
send that to
special
you.
words today. I was
Good
like,
color
I'm gonna do
theory.
this today. I'm not gonna do nothing this week. I'm feeling really bad. That's nice.
It
I
is.
got a thumbnail. I got another $5 super chat from Darnell. Thank you, Darnell, so much for the support of the channel. I really appreciate it. And he's an investment kind of guy, so he gets into these conversations. He said, what's the panel's belief on Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin and Ethereum? Crypto is very volatile. Absolutely it is. It is difficult for me to chart using my strategies. So what do you guys use as far as a type of strategy for, how you guys devise or what coins you decide to buy or whatever?
You first, TVM.
Okay, well, I just look at does it work? Does it do what does it do what the white paper says the goal is? Like, what are some of the applications of it? You kind of build your own. You do your own research and you figure out what coins you like, what coins you see being a part of the future. It's a new technology. That's what you're investing in, and it's your job to do the research to figure out which ones you see being adopted. If you want to pull through, I'll just go down the top, I'm on CoinMarketCap right now, and I'm just looking at the top caps and kind of my pros and cons. So first, Bitcoin top market cap. That's largely because it's the first coin. It's got the most name recognition. If you talk to an average person on the street, they think everything is Bitcoin. They don't know about a lot of these other tokens.
True.
Advantages: that name brand, strong community, and it's the first. And the supply, you're close to max supply, so there's not going to be a lot more of it. Scarcity. Disadvantages: it's slow, clunky, and it's like I think they get to, I don't know how many transactions they can do in a second. It's not a lot. Your average transaction is going to take like 40 minutes on it. It's pretty slow. It's the dinosaur.
Yes, it's the originator.
It's the dinosaur.
Yeah.
But it's gonna get some love because that's what people know at this point. Ethereum number 2.
Correct.
That's kind of the
what is Ethereum sitting at right now? Does anybody know?
I mean, Ethereum, it's market.
Okay.
It's sitting at a little over 2,000 right now,
2024.
But its market cap right now is about $244 billion.
And they have Ethereum 1 and 2.0 now. Don't they have a 2.0?
Yeah, Ethereum.
Right there.
Well, we're on Ethereum
2022.
2.0. Ethereum is it was made to kind of solve some of the problems with Bitcoin where you can work on the where you can have other coins and other services, other apps, assets on the network with contracts, some smart contracts. So now you can actually do decentralized finance where you can do a contract on the blockchain completely anonymous, which hypothetically can facilitate faster trade. Now, a problem with Ethereum is that there's no cap on supply, and there's high fees with it.
Very high fees. Yes.
It's not the most secure network of all of them.
Hello.
It's okay though. It's okay.
And additional to that, their governance is kind of corrupt.
Yes.
Like their governance is corrupt, where the people that are in charge of implementing changes are more interested in pumping their own bags rather than actually building something. At least that's my personal opinion.
No, it's actual facts.
a lot of good things can be built on Ethereum. I think that the founder Vitalik, he's kind of laissez-faire and lets people run, but some sharks kind of took over the governance from their end. XRP, that's number 3. I like XRP a lot.
So do I.
We've already talked about them plugged in with the global financial system. They've recently created a stable coin, RLUSD, which will be audited, which adds liquidity to the market, increases the speed of transactions globally. They've been battle tested with their work with Western Union and MoneyGram. All the banks are lining it. The rails are in place. They've also, Ripple has lobbied the crap out of the government, so they're probably going to get first dibs on a lot of the beneficial regulation. So that's kind of the narrative I'm building, why I like it. Tether, I'm going to skip it. That's something we can talk about another day. That's a stable coin. It's important it holds up a lot of the liquidity of Bitcoin and other tokens. The problem is that I don't think they have the reserves to match their market cap, and they are a ticking time bomb to where if people start cashing in their tethers for US dollars, that's a Ponzi scheme waiting to collapse, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
BNB, I don't know a huge amount of it. It's a centralized exchange coin with Binance. I think there's some you can. I'm trying to think of the utility on there, but I don't know exchange coins very well, but that one's going to be tied more towards the usage of Binance, one of the top centralized exchanges. Solana 6, that one is. The main utility of it is that the main draw to it has a great UI to create programs and coins on it. The drawback of it, though, it's a great UI and it's got fast transactions. However, it has crashed several times when there's high traffic.
Yes,
it is the right now with all most of the meme coins, the meme coin casino has been running through Solana. So whenever a meme coin season comes by, the Solana ecosystem pumps hard. Now, they've proven that if they can't handle a bunch of meme coin traffic, how can they handle the daily financial system or the thousands of transactions that hit every single day? Are they able to handle that stress? I don't know. However, they can get their crap together and they can fix their network, and maybe they'll have a stronger use case, in my opinion. So there's promise, but there's some holes, in my opinion. There.
Yeah, and they just did a test on the network a couple weeks ago.
USDC, another stable coin. I don't think they have the problem of Tether, and they also Circle, the company, has been lobbying the government, so they'll probably get some pretty good treatment regarding stablecoin regulation that's coming out. Dogecoin number 8, that's a meme coin. It kind of depends on what your thoughts of the community. There's no cap supply, so
isn't that the Musk one?
That's the one that
the
Musk
one that he
likes
likes
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's not a coin that I would like to invest in personally, but
me either.
But however, I mean, I'm not saying you can't make money off of it. It's just not something I like. Cardano, that one is interesting to me because they kind of take a different approach to their governance. They have a lot of smart contracts with the decentralized finance. The main drawback, and another advantage, they have lots of transactions per second, and their governance kind of takes more of like a scientific method approach, and has decentralized representatives when they implement changes to their chain. The drawbacks to that is that sometimes changes need to happen. They might happen a little slower on the Cardano network than what like a single leader of Solana might adjust their change instant. They might adjust their network faster because they don't have to go through as much bureaucracy. But however, they did just have a Doom tournament where they were reaching millions of transactions, 1 million transactions per second. So if you can apply that to either as an adjunct to a chain like XRP or functioning as its own network, there's a lot of promise there. In terms of corruption, there is some concerns. There's one of the factions in governments, the Cardano Foundation, might have some plans to pump their own bags rather than serve the community the best. But there's other factions that have larger stakes in terms of voting. So I would recommend doing more research on that. Tron, that's the internet one, the new internet one that Trump has invested a lot in. I personally I'm not invested in it. And that rounds out the top 10 coins. The question was about Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and what other coin?
Ethereum, and that was it. He said Bitcoin,
Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin, and one other one.
Ethereum.
Oh, Ethereum. So
Bitcoin Cash is
Bitcoin
different
Cash. It's fairly similar to Bitcoin, but I don't know much about it. It's kind of an older. It was bigger when there were less coins involved. In terms of Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, they were more prominent during like 2017 to 2020 days because there weren't a lot of other competitors. In terms of utility, I would have to read up on it more. Personally, I kind of look at it where you have they're kind of in the past, in my opinion, in terms of their technology, but maybe things have changed since the last time I actually read up on them.
Spittlebuggy has a question. The only bridgeable coins are the top 3 at the moment.
What do you mean by bridgeable?
Spittle, did you have anything extra to add to that? That's just the comment. The bridgeable. I'm thinking
Let
they're referring to the top ones we're talking about.
This $5 super chat out again. I guess the follow-up question: what is the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash? The different symbols and price, but what is the difference?
Well, I would have to read up more on Bitcoin Cash itself to know how it differs. But from what I recall, they're completely different chains.
Okay, so it's a blockchain.
Yes, it's a different one. It's like the Ethereum. So there's different, and there's different Ethereum coins too, but it's not actually the Ethereum coin.
You also have Ethereum Classic differs from Ethereum, and
those are all different.
It's a different chain. I don't know the specific difference between. I know Bitcoin. I'm more familiar with Bitcoin than Bitcoin Cash, but I don't have large holdings in either of those. So
I don't have any holdings in any of that stuff. I used to have Litecoin, but those all went bye-bye on those other platforms. I don't have none of that stuff no more.
Yeah.
Believe me, I feel you.
He feels my pain. And then Caucasian Sasquatch, welcome in. Also self-made again. He says, Trippy, contact me. I have a request, and that's from Caucasian Sasquatch.
How do I contact you?
Okay.
Yeah, how does he get a hold
Twitter,
of you?
Send a smoke signal.
MySpace. Like, what do I? I only have MySpace.
MySpace.
My goodness.
Oh my God, you're
all I got, guys.
MySpace.
You're dating all of
You're
us.
definitely ancient.
Invest in MySpace coin.
MySpace.
I should create that. I get sued by Tom.
It probably exists.
I'd probably get sued by Tom.
Shh,
He'd be like, I'm no longer your
MySpace
bestie.
Tom, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I put it. I used to have this photo, and it was supposed to be what like the surrounding of Tom was in that photo that he used. You remember that picture of him where he's sitting at the computer?
I think
he's
so.
like turned toward the camera.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody made a zoomed out version of that picture, and it's like all just bottles full of mysterious yellow liquid all around him.
Oh
Lord Jesus.
Oh, somebody has a mental problem. You're doing that.
Yeah, but that'd be funny as hell if that's really what Tom's room looked like.
You guys want to answer any other questions before I put the video on? Because I'm feeling funky and I'm trying to hold off right now. Okay,
I'm feeling funky.
I'm not feeling so great. Okay,
Go ahead and get to it. Let's
Thanks
do it.
picking up on that.
You what?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I don't know. I just said yeah because I agree with people.
EVM, what did you just say?
I was reading Self. I was thanking Self for
Oh.
talking about Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
saving
had some
money.
Litecoin, but that was like a cycle and a half ago when I had it, and did all right with it, but I just didn't see the point with the new technology advancing from there to throw more money in.
He says, Litecoin was the test bed for Bitcoin. Yes, and it was really good, back in 2020, but not really after that so much. My God, some of those coins were well over, what was it, 300? Litecoin, wasn't it 300 back then?
I think it did. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Binance coin, that other one, that was going for
Yeah,
600.
I mean, BNB's at 625 right now.
Yeah, so it's went back up. I used to have a few of those too. Anyways, I'm gonna throw this video back up here before I take off because I'm getting really, really sick. Thank you, stomach flu.
Me apparently made a chart. It's a very detailed chart, and he showed exactly how much XRP you need in order to be in the top 10%.
Oh Lord.
10.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Top 10. Can you guess how much XRP you need to be considered to be one of the richest XRP holders on the planet?
I'm not trying to be
a million
To be in
shares.
the top 10,
300
you
million.
need
Much less.
2,500 XRP.
Oh, that's
Top
not
10.
bad.
Keeping in mind, there are 8 billion people on the planet, and it's guesstimated that we have 1, 2, or 300 million people currently into crypto. A lot of times when we get news about like whales and institutions buying, what usually tends to also take place is these coins are finite. XRP is finite. You cannot create any more XRP. XRP is constantly being burned. So what happens is, remember, similar to Bitcoin, every time that an institution or a Michael Saylor appears and announces that he's buying 50,000 Bitcoin, he's taking off the table not only the 50,000 Bitcoin from millionaires and billionaires who will never be able to own an entire coin. Every time that a couple hundred, couple thousand XRP is accumulated,
higher coin,
taking it off the table for a lot of people on the planet as well.
Was he in theater?
And this
class
keeps happening over and over in his
You know he was in
institutions
theater class.
and banks and
You don't even have to
countries.
ask if
Also,
he's in
even
theater
if
class.
you don't also buy the asset, it gets rarer and rarer, and it actually ends up being to the point where, because there's so little actually on the market, you only need 2,500 XRP to be in the top 10%. But
Wow.
wait, it gets crazier. I promise. You have no idea where this is going.
Then I just might do it.
we don't.
To be in the top 4% of XRP holders on the planet, you need 11,500 Bitcoin. And I'm saying these numbers specifically and slowly to you so that they really enter your brain.
That's only $29,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back in the early
He said
golden
Bitcoin though. That's
in 2016, 2017, can anyone remember how much $1,000 purchased you an XRP? Anybody?
Probably
It was
Oh,
roughly
okay.
anywhere. It was depending on the day.
Yeah.
It was anywhere from 100,000 to 150,000
I
XRP
nailed it.
cheap back
I
then.
nailed it.
per
was like, it's probably like
$1,000. If you put $10,000 into the market, you'd have anywhere from 1 million to 1.5 million XRP. But
Yeah.
remember, Bitcoin maximalists, them did everything in their power from 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 2025 to get you to believe that this wasn't going to be an asset that would ever appreciate. 11,500 XRP.
He just
Even
snapped his
crazier.
finger
And
at
I'll
me.
tell you this from my own
my
Stop
mic will
me.
not pick up a snap.
mind,
Nothing.
if you will.
I like the
Yeah.
zest.
Because it's good mic.
If this cryptocurrency experiment continues and succeeds, and Bitcoin ends up
With
hitting
mine?
several $1 million per
No.
coin,
I'm trying to snap.
understand that we're
Snap,
probably
snap.
also going to have an $85,000 to $100,000 Ether. If we have that, we're probably going to have a $120 or $185 XRP at the exact same time. These assets, as far as we can tell from the news that we're getting every single day, are probably going to continue to appreciate in value. We know that
Oh,
the
God.
United States of America plus other countries are already buying these coins, and they're going to be buying even more. Not paying attention to everything that we've been going over for the last 4 years is probably going to be detrimental to your wallet and your bank account in some sort of way. And I say this once again from the vantage point of the news that we are getting every single day about this, because like it's like literally every single day this keeps happening and has been going on for years.
Are you looking for a new fence or gate for your home or property?
No,
I think
I'm
you
not.
have
I live in
to
an
drop
apartment.
the red
Well,
pins to create a
live.
perimeter of your.
That you need a new fence.
Literally.
In order to be
XRP is currently at $2.46. So when he did the math saying 26,000 or whatever, did he account for the current price or
I think that's what he's trying to explain.
No, he was
what
saying how many
hey,
tokens. He wasn't
yeah,
saying the price.
the okay.
Yeah.
The tokens, okay.
Yeah.
Make sure.
But
in
when was this produced? Today or
3 days
3
ago.
days ago. So
Yeah.
that one was around 220.
Yeah.
But another part of this, though, like we're also at a time of the year where, like, especially with us trading sideways for so long, these content creators, they're grasping to make a video.
Yeah, they are.
And that's when you start seeing that, oh, how many XRP tokens will I need to buy a Lamborghini? And like, which is going to do nothing for your actual
Anybody.
investment.
Yeah.
It's you get that, and it's just people speculating and looking at what puts you in the 1%. When really, when you get mass adoption, that's all going to get altered. People are going to be buying, like people with a lot of money are going to go in a bit heavier and maybe outbid you. You just got a better price than them.
Very true.
but didn't you say XRP didn't have a limit, or is there a cap?
There's a cap.
There's a limit.
There's a cap at 100 billion tokens. A lot of them are in escrow
God
right now.
damn. Okay, I get it. It's a worldwide coin.
A lot of
100
them.
billion.
Well, there's a certain amount is burned for every transaction too.
Oh, really?
So that's the.
Oh, it's going to
maximum.
level off, basically.
Yeah, there's mechanisms for it to cool off.
Okay.
So that's something to keep in mind. So if you ever are concerned about that, you can look at fully diluted market cap, which instead of doing a market cap off of circulating supply, it calculates it using the maximum supply.
Okay.
Okay.
I got another $5 super chat from Darnell. He goes, I use interactive brokers and I can only buy 4 different coins through zero hash: BTC, BCH, Ethereum, and LTC, which I guess is Litecoin. You guys heard of something like that where there's a limit?
I mean, interactive brokers, I know
Yes.
it. I know it for stocks. But if you don't want to venture off of interactive brokers, I guess that's your choice. But
do you use what do you use for your buy options?
I've mostly been using centralized exchanges and then moving it over to my cold wallet. But so like Coinbase, Kraken,
Yes.
Crypto.com.
Same.
I mean, you could use Binance as well.
You ever use crypto? You do?
I've used
Crypto.com?
Crypto.com before.
Okay.
I have
think
Crypto-
about
That's what I'm
crypto.
using right now because I got my Coinbase wallet is the one that got ripped through the rug.
Okay, yeah,
Because
it was
somehow
compromised.
that URL that you had to log into your mining company with for Ethereum, you use the browser within the Coinbase wallet.
Yeah, I think you had something
when you
different
did that,
than rug pull, man. I think you had something different because like that, you're describing something that sounds like a pig butchering scam.
What is
Where-
that?
So pretty much someone says they sound like they're putting you on the game and some investment opportunity.
Mhm.
They get you plugged in and they make it look like your bags are going up, but then you
Yeah.
really don't have
That's
access
exactly
to your
what
money.
was happening.
And then you keep throwing more money in, and then one day when you want to pull out, they just snag it all from you.
Oh man, and they were trying to push some double down technique or something where if you increased your investment by like another 5 or 10 grand, it was a multiplier to it for that.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't buy.
got you.
I didn't jump into that at all. I was like,
Yeah,
nah.
They got you.
I said, I
at
ain't
least
doing
they,
that.
at least
So
they
it's
didn't
called a
get you
pig
fully
pool. What is
bad.
it called? What was that technique?
Pig butchering scam.
But the whole thing is, they were able to access my crypto wallet to pull the money. I didn't
Yeah, but
understand that
you gave them the access.
through the URL login.
Yeah, that's how you compromised your wallet. You compromised
So you
your
should never do an
exchange.
investment through the URL wallet.
Well, I mean, if
The
a random
URL.
person's giving you sketchy links,
Mhm.
you know, like that's how they get you. Like
Mhm.
there's also that's how they get you. So if you click on a weird link for your wallet and you link it to your exchange or your cold wallet, that thing's been compromised.
Mm.
Yeah, that's not a normal Coinbase account.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was brand new. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So and like another area where you see this happen commonly with typically with older populations or like you'll see it with like people that get catfished online too,
Mhm.
where they'll get pulled in. Like they'll have some Chinese or Indian guy posing as some young blonde chick. And and then it'll be like Instagram influencer showing
Oh yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
in like luxury, and then she's gonna be like, oh, you want to know how I can afford my lifestyle,
Mhm.
and then makes it seem like she loves him and is putting him on the game, and then he's gonna think his bags are up and he's in love, only for things to come crashing down when he wants to pull out money to pay a bill or something like that.
Oh, okay.
In
Gotcha.
other words, it's always hard to pull out.
Ba-bum-thum.
Just don't
Yeah,
trust
yeah,
people
it's a joke,
online.
yeah.
Don't trust people online. That's the way I look at it. And if something seems too good to be true, it often is.
Very much so. Spittlebuggy says,
don't let people into your wallet and don't show people what you have in your wallet.
yeah, keep it private. Spittlebuggy says the only bridgeable coins are the top 3 at the moment from the 3 states: investment banking, general use, personal purchases, and possibly overall ease of access algorithm for transferring money. Sounds about right.
I don't know if that's true.
You don't think that's true?
Because I mean, Tether. There's no way Tether is approved.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about Tether. Yeah.
There's no way Tether's approved for that. And I don't know. They're still kind of formulating the plan. Like the rails are in place, but we haven't even made the bridges. And you can have cross-chain collaborations, which you're seeing a lot of lately. And that's a whole different realm of research you can do. But I don't know. It like there's also ISO 200.
Oh, it's a question, not a comment. Sorry. She says it's a question, not a comment.
Oh, okay. Answer to that is no. It's not just the top 3. And it's more complex because it depends on what the coin's made for and who they're collaborating with.
I'm glad you answered that because I wasn't sure how to answer that. I was like, I don't think so, but I'm not really sure. Okay, I'm gonna hit play and finish this out because
yeah, you got 3 minutes.
I'm feeling a little
Part
funky.
of the top 1%. Top 1% of people on the planet who hold XRP. You need 53,000 XRP. You know what's even crazier? That was $500 in 2017. $500 to be part of the 1% right now of XRP holders. Even crazier is that as the price of XRP continues to rise, that number is going to get lower. We're probably going to see a time frame where you only need around 10 to 15,000 XRP to be part of the 1%. Do you know why? Because people see the prices right now. Retail sees the prices and they shy away from the market. It's too, what if
But
it
some
goes
of it's going to
lower?
disappear.
You know who doesn't do that? People with money, the institutions. They continue buying. It's kind of like even like during like a stock market crash. You'll see a lot of articles being like, well, what if the market goes lower? What if it doesn't? What happens when it begins to move back up? And you had a year and a half and you did nothing with it. Remember like the last pump, and not the last like week or so, but remember like when XRP was at like, was it 54 cents and then rose to like $2.50 and people were like, what? Imagine that constantly happening over and over and you waiting and thinking, well, I'm going to buy when the price goes lower. The price drops by 14 cents and you go, well, it's going to go a lot lower. You know who doesn't do that? People who have money, people who have assets, because they understand, especially in this case, that they're finite and essentially they want to own all of it. So this is why we've had discussions before as to how much Bitcoin is being owned by a small amount of wallets. Do you know why? Because when Bitcoin falls, they don't go, I'm not buying any. The price fell. No, they buy more and they keep buying and they continuously buy until they own all of it. We're probably, I give it 5 years, and I mean a solid 5 years. The supply of XRP is going to dry up because a lot of people, yes, some of you, I know, crazy, probably weren't here when we heard that Ripple is working with central banks. These central banks are buying up XRP and have been for a while. Yeah, I know it's crazy, right? So, yeah, a lot of you are probably in the top 10 percentile, 2,500 XRP, and a couple of you, couple of years ago, probably put $500, not 500,000, $500 into XRP, and now you're part of the 1%.
That's crazy.
I do hope that you've all enjoyed. This market's only going to continue to get crazier. I hope you all are having a great day, morning.
Thank you for your opinion, sir.
I mean, that's crazy work, but it makes sense because even if you buy now and there's 100 billion available and it's going to level set itself off because you said some of it's going to disappear anyway. By the time it finishes level setting itself, that's when the valuation will be locked in at a certain rate.
Yes.
And that's when you're going to get your most gains from. It's not going to be initially. It's because of the drop off, you're still playing with the volatility. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when you get in, it's going to determine, like if I.
Yeah, this is definitely a buy and hold.
Yeah, this is a buy and hold. This is a longer term investment.
In terms of, well, it depends on how you want to play it, because if you feel comfortable about your technical analysis, you could do short term trades. If you're a whale, you could definitely do short term trades.
Sure.
It's kind of your risk tolerance level determines how you play. I'm relatively low risk tolerance, so
I'm low risk tolerant also.
But I'm relatively there, and I also am not confident in my skills to predict the market on a week-to-week basis, but I feel like I have the overall trend.
Yeah, but in order to show any kind of gains, you would have to trade an incredible amount of it based on the rate it's going right now. You're talking.
Yeah, again, it depends on how your risk tolerance. Because if you're really confident or you feel really good about your tech analysis and you trade with leverage, you can actually build up pretty quickly. It's just I'm not confident in my ability to do that.
Same. Although I'm doing some risk.
I would buy and hold it. Period. Especially if it becomes an international standard.
Yeah.
There's no reason to even mess with it.
Yeah.
If anything, you're waiting for it to drop. So, like he said, you buy it what everybody else is trying to sell off. This is one that you hold
Yeah.
Yeah,
and buy
try not to
everybody
mess
else's
your
up.
average up.
And there's still a couple time bombs. There's still a couple time bombs ahead that might drop the market briefly as well. Especially since Bitcoin's still kind of leading the way, or at the moment, and Tether is looming over our heads.
True.
So and like, but on the bright side, though, we haven't really started increasing liquidity to the market. Since like most of the other booms that we've seen have correlated with rate cuts and increasing liquidity. Typically all markets rise at that point, but at the cost of your inflation going up for a bit. So it really depends on what the priorities of the central bank and the current administration, as well as a lot of big businesses, is at the moment.
Yes, and Self-Made made a good point. Yeah, and I would also be careful of doing that. Every time you trade, there's it's a taxable event.
Exactly.
Especially right now, it still is.
Yeah.
That's what I said. You would have to trade an awful lot to make it worth your while, because the minute you trade, you got to pay that capital gains tax first.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
the way it's taxed, if you've held it for less than a year and your gains are considered as income, so it counts. It doesn't even count as capital gains at that point. It counts as income. But if you hold it over a year,
That means it's a lower tax bracket, though.
Yeah, well, it depends. It could be a higher tax bracket, or it could be a lower tax bracket, depending on how much income you have.
Right.
If you make a lot, that's a higher tax bracket. If you make a little, that's a lower tax bracket. But if you hold it for over a year, that's when it qualifies as cap gains. And who knows what's going to happen with the IRS in the next few years? Probably still going to be taxed a similar way, but who knows?
True.
I hope he abolishes it. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you actually know, IRS is a voluntary thing. You volunteer to pay in, then you get stuck. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've already filed, so I've already filed several years in a row, so I'm already on the hook.
Oh, I did for lots of years, believe me.
Like a year or 2 years? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna my mistake. You buy it, Terry.
My uncle went 17 years without filing taxes.
I mean,
like I said, it's a voluntary system.
I think
it makes you think you have to, but you don't.
Yeah, but once you file,
then you're in it.
The first time you're in. Yeah, the first time you file, you're in. Like if you've never filed, which I don't know, that's pretty rare for someone to never file. Like they probably have a lot more. They probably have a lot more problems in their life than taxes if they've never filed.
I think for my uncle, I think he filed for a few years and then just stopped. He's like, nope.
It depends on if he has a lot of.
Recommend that.
It depends if he went disability, if he was making money that was non-taxable based on him not qualifying as far as being he's very low income. There's a lot of reasons why you don't necessarily need to file if you're that low on income. There's no benefit for you just filing paperwork.
I have no idea he died, so I can't ask him. But I know that he didn't do his taxes for that long because he would brag about it.
Yeah, if you don't have any taxable income, then there's no. Spittle just said that.
And sometimes even if you hear low income, you might want to file, especially if you're.
Well, you get earned income tax credits depending if you're low income.
Yeah, well, let's say that let's say you're in school or something, or like in a program where you can't you don't have the time to work, and you need to prove that you need loans or you need scholarship money. Filing.
Oh yeah, I'm like buying a house, different things like that. But even that, you can show how much you've earned, and if it's non-taxable, they can't necessarily force you to file a tax return just to say, "Oh, we're not going to finance you." They can see you're earning an income. It's just not taxable.
Well, I'm talking about a different side of it, though, where you qualify for more like scholarships because you have tax returns showing that you have financial need.
Yes.
Yeah.
You okay, Star?
No,
Yeah,
No, she's ready to go, man.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go, but I kind of
We're-
like
we're
have
at 2
no,
hours. Yeah, we're at 2 hours. So
we're at 2 hours, so
well, at least 2 hours that I've been on. I don't know if that's the full live. It's 2 hours.
209, 2808.
I think
208,
I started
okay.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I've been on an hour and 19 minutes from my recording here.
Okay, all right.
Oh.
Well, I would love to continue this, but I don't
Oh,
want to
no, you're not feeling
all
well.
over the desk.
your rest.
Okay.
Get your rest.
Yeah.
That would be
so
a
she
whole
won't.
nother.
Rest. You
Enjoy
gotta
your-
rest.
Enjoy your
It's okay to lay
bananas,
down.
rice, applesauce, and toast diet.
Oh, God.
Oh, you
That's
mean my
about to
own
make her
diet?
throw up again.
God.
I think what would
Yes.
work is like really greasy bacon with some slimy eggs.
Something heavy. Like
Ew! Stop it! You
Nice,
make me sick right now.
snotty, runny eggs.
I'm gonna mute you.
that. Tastes yummy.
Don't you say another word. Okay. Well, Ronin, I love you. I appreciate you showing up.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate you
I
guys.
don't know how to forward everybody to his channel right now, so go check out Ronin Travelers. Okay. Otherwise, I would
I
just
can hook
send
it
you
up.
there.
Well, yeah, we'll go live tomorrow. We got a Thursday night therapy session. So
Therapy session.
me and Fearless will be going live tomorrow night.
Okay. All right. Cool. It sounds cool. And TVM, thank you for your wisdom on all of this. I do appreciate it. And Trippy for joining me on this fun adventure of the crypto world. I'm going to sign off right now and tell everybody have a happy Wednesday evening and enjoy the rest of your work week. Try not
Happy hump day!
happy hump day. Have a great weekend. Thank you and see you all soon.
Everybody.